Hey guys, Muncheez here, and today we're going to talk about something a little fundamental, which is choosing classes for your main roster, because the biggest mistake you can make in this game is investing into a character that you will not enjoy in the future. Now, I went to a few Discords and I spoke to about 20 to 30 folks. Shoutouts to Squirtle Squad, All for One, and Awesome. You guys helped me a lot with making this video. I appreciate all of you guys' input. And basically, the general consensus was the first thing that everyone said was know what you like. So, regardless of what kind of gaming background you have, whether it be MMOs or if you played adventure games or anything like that, if you liked things like Assassins, you would try to probably lean towards something like a Reaper. Or if you like magic and you like things like casting fireballs and lightning and all kinds of stuff, you would lean towards a mage maybe. Or if you want to beat things up with huge weapons and whatnot, you would probably lean towards something like a warrior. Another thing that helps to know is if you like playing squishy classes, tanky classes, faster classes, slower classes, you want classes with like heavy burst, or if you want to have to play the little mini game, I call it, of positioning, where to get the maximum output of your character, you have to position yourself either in front or behind other bosses. The bosses in this game do turn around a lot. Since there's no like dedicated threat chart in this game, it's completely RNG. But yeah, these are some things to take into account, and it's pretty generous. A good thing that someone mentioned to me was they went on YouTube and looked at gameplay of that specific class that they were curious about after they found out what kind of archetype that they liked. So you would just find out what spec of that class that you wanted to play. Say you wanted to play a heavy burst class that was also kind of tanky and ranged. You would look up, like a barrage artillerist and see what that gameplay is like. Another really good example that I received from someone who's been playing pretty close to launch, his boxes to check off were he wanted to be fast, he didn't want to be squishy, and he liked melee. So he chose to play a war dancer. And to this day, the war dancer is still his main, and they said they still enjoy it till this day. And it's been more than a year now. The next one is knowing if you like the male or female animations and their character models, and if they have any skins that appeal to you. Now, I did not even think of this, but more people mentioned this than I thought they would, so I figured I'd throw this on here. And after that, find out if any of the attack animations, like when you see the class being played, if any of the attack animations or anything like that seem cool to you, or if you think, wow, I'd really like to use that ability, or you feel like you would get the proper dopamine hit to your brain when you use that ability. The third thing on the list is basically I want to tell you guys trial and error is not the best option. It's also not the worst option though, because it is the only way to find out what the combat is really like. You can easily fill your roster in this game because it gives tons of free passes and it gives you a whole bunch of knowledge transfers that you can use. And this basically gives you free level 50 characters at any point in time that you want to in the game. And all you're responsible for is doing the content to properly gear your characters and farming the gold you need to buy the gear. And just don't be afraid to make the mistakes at the end of all of it. It's a video game. So as long as you're having fun and you're learning from your mistakes, that's all that matters. So once you start creating these characters of archetypes that you enjoy, say you got some assassins, you got some mages in there, and as you're farming your account, because in this game you play your account as a whole, when you're running your chaos dungeons and your guardian raids, take note if you enjoyed the process. You're going to run these a lot. Even if you have rested experience for your chaos dungeons and your guardian raids, you're still going to want to clean them out eventually at some point. So if you do not enjoy the process of doing this, you're probably not going to enjoy the process of playing that class and farming on it. Now, with all that being said, if there's any veteran players out there who have any insight on what to take into account when making a character for your main roster, and what I mean by main roster is the top 6 characters that you are going to be farming your account with. And if you are a newer player and you have some questions, also feel free to leave that in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.